Hey Renee, I'm back. As you can see from the title, this is an original tag. It's been a little while since I've done those, and yeah, kind of become known away for doing making tags. But yeah, so this you might think like that's a weird name for a tag, the 122 tag, 122 book tag. What does that mean? Well, it basically means it's inspired because I decided to do this tag because I got 120 subscribers, and well, and then I got two more. But yeah, so 122 subscribers. Originally, actually, this was going to be called the Aussie tag or Australian book tag because I got some inspiration from there. Because I was thinking to myself, okay, 122. What can I do with like that? What can I have? How can I use that to make a tag? And then I thought, well, if you add another decimal, if you add another number, you have 2000, you either have 2000 or you have 2001. In 2000, I lived in Australia. Sorry. So I decided to kind of do something with that. And so for a long time while I was planning this video, this tag, it was called Australian book tag. But then I realized there's already a Aussie book tag, and B, this is more about my experience in Australia, and it's not like very Australia based. So I thought, well, that would kind of be a bit too confusing. It would kind of be like if someone made a Norway book tag, but just I don't know, just talked very slightly about Norway, but it wasn't very related directly to Norway. That would be a bit confusing. So yeah, I'm calling it 122 book tag, and yeah. And this said, well, sorry. So the first five prompts are going to be like based around my experience in Australia. I'm gonna come with some anecdotes, and then the last five are more like stuff that happened in the year 2000. So it's more not directly, but they're all more or less like involving me. Obviously, it's my channel, but yeah, some are more personal and some are more general. And yeah, let's start. The first we have is snakes in a bathroom. So this makes it like go like what? Yeah. So when I was in Australia, we went to White Sunday Island. Island. It's an island outside Sydney, if I'm not completely wrong. Pretty sure that's where it is. It's kind of like a huge island, but it's kind of a beach island. So it's a big place, but it's just beaches uh, and also wood. There's like no one lives there. It's just like a place to go to swim. So we went there, my whole family, and then I kind of noticed like, oh, I have to pee. Luckily, we knew that was like a place like 10 minutes from the beach that had a that had a bathroom. It wasn't like connected to anything. It was just kind of a bathroom that people could use because you need those sometimes. Um, so I went to it. This bathroom wasn't really that fancy or anything. It was just kind of it was a wood or some wood shed, but it was just wood walls and wood floor and wood everything. And then so we went there. It was like yeah, it was very primitive. And then as we were going into the bathroom, we saw that so we were standing in the hall, like close to the bathroom, and we saw two snakes kind of going over the top of one of the bathroom stalls. So it's a bit like, oh, I'm also a bit like, oh, I was look like, okay. Because even then, I've never really been that scared of snakes. But still, it's not really like you want to see snakes when you're going to the bathroom. So, yeah, snakes in bathrooms. Here, choose a book that made you uncomfortable or scared. So, like, if you're scared of snakes, I suppose you can use a book that makes you uncomfortable, that makes you scared. If you're not scared of snakes, choose a book that makes you uncomfortable. And that could be like, in a way that the book is old and it's kind of cringy or, yeah, uncomfortable. Choose as you want. And now I'm gonna get the book that I'm gonna use. A moment. Wait. For this one, I'm gonna use Fire by Kirsten Cashore. In this book, there's a scene that's quite uncomfortable. Like it's referencing how there was some rape in the past and how the rapist doesn't regret it at all. So yeah, that's quite uncomfortable. But you also have some places in here where, I mean, you get quite scared. So two in one. Though I don't really need that in a way because, as I said, I'm not that scared of snakes. But I don't know, just kind of wanted to say there's both in that one. So yeah. And then next prompt, locked in a bathroom. Now you're like, what? So yeah, this is not so scary. It's a bit more funny and evident of my stupidness. No, I don't know. I don't know how you would describe it, but yeah. So the anecdote is this one. So it was New Year's Eve. I was 8 around time. This time, we were going to a New Year's Eve party with my family. In a place that it was a place that friends of friends owned. I hadn't been there before. It was a huge house. The house had, I think, maybe at least two pools. At least, well, you had at least one pool. Maybe they had two. But like huge house, 3 or maybe 4 floors, many rooms. And then I kind of realized at one point in the night, I realized, okay, I need to use the bathroom. As where the bathroom is, went to it, locked, as you do. Went to the bathroom, and then I was going to go out. I was finished with washing my hands, and then I went out, and I couldn't open the bathroom. The lock was so smart, or maybe I was so stupid, I don't know. But I was stuck in the bathroom for half an hour before I managed to get out. So yeah, that's a bit, in ways, was embarrassing. Well, if you're not me, it will be embarrassing. Actually, for me, it's like kind of like I want to get out. So I got more and more scared. Like I don't want to be in this bathroom forever. So yeah, as that happened, luckily I made it out. Well, proved by me being here and not in the bathroom. But yeah, so with this one, yeah, and actually like this until today, I kind of realized, oh, this one I don't have a prompt for. I just have like a headline. So like, okay, so what I'm going to use here. So here I'm going to simply use a book where someone is stuck in a room. It could either be that they're stupid, that they lock themselves in a room, or that someone else locks them in a room, or and then it doesn't really have to room. It doesn't have to be like someone locks them in like locks the door. It could be like be someone stuck in an elevator, so like stuck someplace. So it could be accidental, not accidental, what have you. For me, I'm gonna use a little moment. Hi. I'm gonna use a hope divided. So in this book, it's set in the Civil War in United States, and one of the characters in it, I'm an idiot. He is called Evan. So Evan, he's a spy for the not Confederates, the Union. He's a spy for the Union, and he gets caught behind enemy lines. Well, he gets kind of he's trapped in a Confederate area, so he ends up having to. And he's also injured, so he has to hide out. So Molly, this one, she helps him kind of like escape and like while he gets while his foot is getting healed, she keeps him in her kind of secret. Well, it's not secret. She keeps him in a place of her room. That's kind of yeah. It's a big closet. So he's kind of in a big closet all the time. So he's not locked. I would say he's a bit more trapped because like he can't go outside. I mean, it's not locked. It's just for his own safety. He's locked. He's inside the room. So kind of works. But I mean, yeah. I mean, it's my tag, and I mean, book two is meant to be fun. If you can't find something that works perfectly, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. And then we have. Oh yeah, I was about to say he because I was about to read the wrong thing. Well, a lot of these are kind of funny, but yeah. Swan Princess. So this is it's one of those that's not directly related to Australia. It's not something that happened. Well, yeah, But yeah, so while living in Australia, I cheated. I don't know if this is cheating. But while living in Australia, I had a friend who was also Norwegian. She also lived in Sydney for that year. So I think, I'm not sure if we met through the embassy or something like that. But anyway, I think we met pretty early on because we hung out like through the whole year. And she was the same age as me. And yeah, she and her family, they had brought over the VHS of the Swan Princess. And we both really loved that movie. So we watched it over and over again, like more or less weekly. We loved it so much. And yeah, we shared that joy for that movie so much. So here, a prompt is mention a childhood favorite read that you share with a friend. So yeah, a book that. Huh. I thought I'd planned and had all my books ready here, and now see I don't have one of the books. Well, suppose I can just use this one for more than one. Well, that one I'm gonna use. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna use this one. Hey. So I'm gonna use Shamer's Daughter by Lena Cobblerbird. So this one is actually, I was say cult favorite. It's not a cult favorite. It's very known, very beloved fantasy middle grade. It's very beloved in Scandinavia, though it also actually exists in English and all languages. Recently, they got a movie, and yeah. So this book, sorry, this book I actually share with a lot of friends. A lot of my friends from high school and from earlier love this book as well. And it was a book also we talked about in school. Like this one actually got from school because like a school kind of mandated thingy. And yeah, I share my love for this series with a lot of friends. So yeah, actually some of my friends, they actually they know the first line of this book by heart. And I'm not, well, I might have known that before, but I didn't really know it at the point. It said like, oh my god, yeah, yeah, that's right, that is how it starts. So yeah, sorry first. And yeah, good read. Then we have another anecdote. Well, all these are anecdotes related, but yeah. So reading, writing. So, so remember, when I was in Australia, I was 8. I probably learned some English before now, but I didn't really know that much English. So, and I went to an English school. I didn't. Well, you wouldn't really have a school in Norwegian in Australia, would you? As it was for embassy, but that probably doesn't exist. So yeah. Anyway, I went to English school. Everything went on in English, etc., etc. So yeah, and everyone else knew English. I didn't. So all very new to me. And then, so the second day, so this is very early on, but still, the second day in class, the teacher said at the end of the day, and tomorrow, alumni, she said, tomorrow, students, pupils, we're going to be reading. And I was just so happy. When I got home from school, I was just jumping and screaming around and telling Mom, tomorrow we're going to be reading. And okay, so in Norwegian, horseback riding is reading. And I suppose also like in English, you say horseback riding, so it's not that far off from reading. So I thought we were going to be horseback riding in school. So that made me so happy. Of course, I was also happy that we're going to reading because, I mean, I'm a big reader, but yeah. So it's a bit mixed up there. We weren't going to be horseback riding. We were going to be reading with our eyes and learning to read the letters. Yeah. Yeah. So the prompt here is a book that you thought was going to be something, and then it was something else. So this could be a book that you had high expectations for, and then it didn't reach your expectations. It could be a book that you that was marketed wrongly. Maybe you heard about it and you didn't really know like what was going to be from you before you read it, and then you kind of So it's a book that, and it can be a book that you read and you think it's going to be about spies and it's about wars and something else, or it can be like a book that you thought were going to be funny. It wasn't like, but it doesn't. It's not necessarily like a book that's bad. It's just like a book that gave you something you didn't think it was going to be. Use No One Ever Has Sex on a Tuesday by Tracy Bloom. So this title that kind of made me read it because like that title sounds so cool, and that was why I picked it up. And but you might also think like, okay, so this probably will have a lot of sex in it because it's in the title. Well, no one ever has sex, but like you can't think sex, big letters. It's gonna be lots of sex. No, actually not. There's some sex in it here and there, but mostly it's much more about relationships. And it's also, yeah, it's, I would say describe it as like a rom-com with like focus on com because it's very funny, but it's also about relationships and love and all that stuff. But yeah, it's not really that much about sex, really. Which I suppose you could maybe guess from the title also, now figure it out, because like if it was going to be all that about sex, it might be called like Everyone Has Sex on a Tuesday, or The Sexy Time Tuesday. I don't know. I suppose books with a lot of sex in it usually don't really have sex in title, or do they? I'm not quite sure. If you know, if you have any insights, tell me in the comments. But yeah, this book, I went into it thinking it was gonna be a lot of sex. Wasn't, but I still enjoyed it very much because it was funny and it was a great book for what it was. And yeah, then we have Singing in the Rain. So yeah, as I said, I lived in Sydney that whole year in 2001. And because we lived in a big city, we kind of have to, okay, we're gonna have to use and gonna have to use well use we're gonna have to do something, well, go to a concert or something in a city opera house, because while we're here we're gonna have to it's kind of prudent to do that. So we went, sorry, went and saw Singing in the Rain, the musical Singing in the Rain. And yeah, I really enjoyed that. It was a great experience. So here you can either go, first of all, okay, I'm gonna do this, though it's kind of wrong. Okay, I'm gonna, sorry. Here you can either say the first book you read in a new, now favorite genre, and I thought like this is a good prompt, and I thought, well, Singing in the Rain, I wouldn't really say like, I've seen some musicals in my time, but it's maybe not a huge favorite thing of mine, or can't really say like, so I'm not quite sure there really. But yeah, I mean, you can answer it that way if you want. Or you could answer with a book about change, because Singing in the Rain is about when a film industry went from being silent till all talky talky. So like a book about a huge change. You can also do. And I'm gonna do a book about change. And with that one, I'm gonna go with a book I haven't talked about in a long time, but it's a very good book. The Undomestic Goddess by Sophie Kinsella. So this is a person who, by accident, ends up being a nanny and a housekeeper, and she used to be a lawyer, big city lawyer. So quite something quite different. But it's also all about prioritizing and kind of changing things in your life, and like what is important, what's not important. Do you need to have a huge salary, or do you need to have balance in your life and time for hobbies and what have you? And yeah, this book definitely kind of is all about change. Then we have, yeah. So the Olympics. The Olympics was in Sydney the year I went there. I didn't then. I've never since really enjoyed sports, like any of them. I did play sport for a little bit when I was young because that's what you do, but it was just kind of a 1-2 year thing. It wasn't like a long time thingy. But yeah, and I've never enjoyed watching it. So yeah, we went to the Olympics, and when we lived in Sydney. So my family went and saw the football game when Norway's female team won against the United States. They're raving about that. They say it's such a cool experience. I don't actually remember if I went to any of the games at all. What I do remember from Olympics, which is quite it's so disappointing in a way. I remember like this big hall where they sold lots of games. Lots of teddy bears and toys and stuff like that. And I remember like one place where they had lots of Pokemon toys. I was like, oh, Pokemon! I love that part of it. But yeah, that's just a small part of the Olympics. I mean, that's not really. I mean, the main part of the Olympics is like sports related. So here, I want you to show me a book that you liked a small part of, insignificant part of, that you still very much enjoyed. So if there's a book that where you for the most part didn't enjoy it but liked one scene, maybe you liked one character or what have you, something like that. Here, this might get me some hate, but yeah, I'm gonna say it. And also, like, mostly like when I read a book and I don't really enjoy it that much, I usually give it away. So it's kind of difficult for me to find something to use here. I suppose I could do that one. I'm gonna. I'm just kind of thinking out loud if I want to choose another book instead. No, because that one didn't really work. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this one. The one I thought first. It might get me some hates, but please, people, please remember, people have different opinions. Just because I don't love all the popular and very beloved books does not make you allowed to hate on me. Please, please don't hate me. But yeah, Raver by Jordan Fuego. So I've heard lots about this, and I bought it. And I suppose also like there is I mean, there's a reason I haven't given away because I didn't hate it, but yeah, I enjoyed the main character in this one. I enjoyed the concept of it, but I kind of felt in a way I felt like this in a way was a huge preface. Like I enjoyed a lot of the aspects of it, and I enjoyed the characters and the idea and all that stuff. But I kind of felt like it went. I kind of in a way I felt it was kind of it moved too fast. Like it was too fast paced. But then also like it didn't really give nothing that much happened either still. Like it was too fast paced and stuff happened, but then yes, stuff didn't really happen. So yeah, I enjoy the idea of this, but the reality, I don't know. I I have only read it once, so I suppose I might enjoy it much more if I read it again. That might happen. I am curious about the second one, but yeah. So far, I yeah yeah. This wasn't the huge book that everyone else says that. Well, people can love it. It's fine, but this one didn't hit it as well as for me as a lot of other people did. So yeah. Then we have the next prompt. Yeah, and we actually have one used earlier. So the Shamer's Daughter. So this one actually came out for the first time in 2000. So that way, this book fits for like the theme of this book tag. And so the prompt here is blah blah blah. A childhood fave. So for me, this is a childhood fave read. So it works both ways. Though I am gonna actually go a bit further and I'm gonna show you that I actually also have yeah, I'm too lazy. Okay, but up there I have a few Nancy Drew books you can see. And I love those as a kid. So that's childhood favorites for me. So yeah, so that's that one, yeah, I'm not too bothered by picking up because all of them are childhood favorites for me. So yeah, a bit lazy there. And then we have Coldplay, because Coldplay debuted in 2000. They debuted with Parachutes. So here I wanted to mention a book that calms you. So Parachutes, it's that's the first CD. It's a CD that at least gives me very much joy and love, and yeah, kind of, it's always so calming and relaxing to listen to. Honestly, also like this one, I'm kind of unsure of, because I thought I had a book here, but then I thought, no, I don't think I have. Well, I didn't have a book ready, but let me check out. Oh, yes. So, well, yeah, like, what is a calming book? I suppose it's kind of a book that gives you joy. It kind of is not too. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one, Heroin Complex. So, there's conflicts in this one, but it's just very sweet and lovely, and it's not like conflict filled, and it's not really heavy. It's very light and um, delicious, I would say. It's very light and delicate. No, what's what I'm thinking about? Delightful. Yeah, I'm gonna say light and delightful. And yeah, it's definitely calms me. It's a very cute and sweet and lovely read. And then the next prompt is The Road to El Dorado. So I actually saw the. I'm pretty sure like maybe saw first half or something like that. I didn't see the actually whole movie, but maybe I did. But I remember anyway. Like I remember seeing anyway. What do you remember? I remember seeing the movie and poster of it. Like around this time. Well, came out in 2001, so it wasn't unlikely I'll see the movie poster someplace. But yeah, so here, because of El Dorado, you choose a book that takes place in an ancient place. This could be either a book that takes place in El Dorado, Atlantis. Though I don't know that many books that takes place there. Though I might be wrong. It might be something I don't know about. But it could also like be a book that take place in Greece, because it's a place you also like think of ancient Greece and all that. So I'm gonna use Death Sets Sail, which takes place in Egypt on yeah, it takes place in Egypt on a Nile. So that's quite an ancient setting. Like yeah, it takes place in 1930s, so it's not set there. Like it's not set in ancient time, but it's set in a place that's been there for a long time. So yeah, Death Set Sail. Sorry. And then we have 2000, simply kind of weird prompt, but it's kind of simply the name of the year. And here, I was thinking like, okay, so 2000, it's the start of a new millennia, it's the start of a new century, it's the start of a lot of things. And yeah, it's the start of a new millennia, so 2000, like, maybe went from being 19 to 2000 to writing one, and then other numbers, but now we have two numbers, so it's a big change in the world. And yeah, so because of that, simply pick a first book in a long series. Now here I'm slightly cheating, but what I'm gonna use is Soulless by Gail Carriger. So technically this is the first book in a 5-book series, but it's the first book that Gail Carriger published, and it's also so this yeah, it's the first book that she published. But a lot of her books uh, are set in this universe. So you have this series, you have a YA series, and at finishing school, and then you have a series set after this one. So you have 3 series, like with novels, and then you have 3 different series based around like romance, where there's novellas. So like, and this book started all, and in this universe at this point of time, like stories, I think there's probably like around 50. Being a bit crazy, but yeah, well, 5, 4, 4. Okay, so maybe more around 20, but it's quite a few actually. There's quite a few, so it's closer to 50 than 5. But Yeah. So this one. And yeah, so that's the 122 book tag. I hope you enjoy my little trip down memory lane with me, getting to know me a bit more. If you take this tag as wanting to kind of give fun little anecdotes, kind of regarding different stuff, like if you get some inspiration and kind of want to babble into anecdotes, you can do that. Or you can just talk about books that you want to talk about. And also, yeah, as usual, I'm just gonna tag everyone. So if you see this, you think it looks fun, your tag, tag, your it. And yeah, yeah. See you soon. Bye.